I don't have to do it by hand, so at times I may sit down and move them along. We'll survive. We'll make it work. Seminar brought to you by our bait shop, which is Shabbona Lakeside Bait Tackle and Boat Rental. Here's what the lake looks like for those of you that haven't seen it. It's a man-made impoundment, made in 1975, 76, well, flooded in 76. Those of you that may not know where Shabbona is at, you can see it in the center of the slide there, off to the left a little bit. We're 30 miles west of Aurora. Am I talking loud enough for everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We're about an hour from here. We have 2 state record crappie come out of the lake. They're hybrids. This one was, and both of them were caught ice fishing. This one was caught in 07. This one was caught in 05. We're known as the muskie capital of Illinois, but the lake has a lot more in it than muskie. And when they asked me to come do this show, they didn't have anybody that had anything on crappies and bluegill, so they asked me to do a crappie and bluegill presentation, so that's what this is. We're going to focus more on crappies and bluegill and perch. You will see an occasional bass slide or an occasional muskie slide, but we couldn't help but throw them in there. Well, we've had a lot of 2-pound crappie. You know, I mean, you can go down to Kentucky Lake and you can't catch them that big. We have a crappie tournament out there now every year. As you can see, the average weight was 6.7 pounds per 10 fish. That's 2/3 of a pound per fish. And here again, I challenge you to go down to Kentucky Lake or Reelfoot Lake or any of those lakes and show me 10 fish that are going to weigh 6.7 pounds. And we've got this just, you know, an hour west of here. We also have a nice bluegill out there. This is our bluegill open from last year. And they weighed 3.35 for 10 fish, which is 1/3 of a pound a piece, that's good sized bluegill. There's some nice perch that were caught, or older bluegill caught at the lake. I'll show you exactly where all these fish were caught. And there's the perch. Occasionally we get some nice sized perch out there. That's a nice stringer there. It's a tough place to go to work, but Clint and I manage to get up and get there every day. This is our facility. Half of it's a bait shop, half of it's a restaurant. This is what the lake looked like in the early 70s when they decided they were going to make the lake. And then they did some construction, and they cleared out a lot of the lake bottom, laid up standing trees and 30, 35 feet of water, and also standing trees up in the shallow end of the lake. And back in the early 80s, Jim Jury and I started doing these seminars. We came up with a way where we could talk to people about different parts of the lake. So we numbered 30 key spots on the lake, and that's on the maps that you have. So when you call up at the bait shop and say, where was the last big walleye caught, we can say, well, it's caught at Area 17, and you know exactly where it's at. And when I was in the Air Force in the early 70s, I was a cartographer, a map maker. So I made my own map of the lake, and we superimposed these numbers on there. And as you can see, the darker the water, or the darker the blue, the deeper the water. It's got every piece of structure that we know of on that map. There's fish cribs, there's 47 fish cribs, there's several rock piles, brush piles, submerged bridge, foundation, and we'll show you some of them as we go along. We're going to start up at area 2 and 3 and work our way through the lake. Here's area 2 before the lake is flooded. That's what it looked like before they flooded it. Now you can imagine the water level is going to be right up there at the top of that slide. And you can imagine all the fish that are going to live in habitat like that. Here's what it looks like today. Here's what it looks like today too. You have to be fishing in structure. People will go out and they'll come into the bait shop and say, I've been fishing all day and I haven't caught a fish. I haven't had a bite. My first question to them is, how many hooks have you lost?
That's right.
Yep. If you haven't told me you lost some hooks, you're not fishing in the right spot. There's it's a very structure-oriented lake. You have to be fishing in structure.